All right, hello once again. This is Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College. As part of the Rankin Technical College AWD, or Application and Website Development 1000 Web Development Technologies class, I've decided to come through and utilizing the Mozilla Developer Network, or MDN. I'm going to go through this Learn Web Development series. Now, there'll be some parts that I will concentrate much more on than others. All right, we'll go through this getting started with the web. You can see there's about 10 or so things in here. Then we'll go through the 3 sections that are in here on structuring the web: Introduction to HTML, Multimedia and Embedding, and HTML tables. Then we'll go through the 4 sections on CSS styling the web: First steps, building blocks, styling text, and CSS layout. Now, that'll be the first time where we come into something that's really going to seem a little bit different when we talk about Flexbox and CSS Grid. I'll hold off until we get to that point. Then we'll get into JavaScript, and you'll notice that's broken down into 5 sections. There is first steps, building blocks, objects, asynchronous JavaScript, and client-side web APIs. Now, we're going to go through all of that. Much of the stuff that's asynchronous JavaScript and client-side is more along the lines of what we'll be looking at in the AWD 1111 class, but we will cover it in here also. Then we'll go into web forms, talk about core forms, learning pathway, and advanced form articles. All right, from there we'll jump into accessibility and look at some accessibility guides and an accessibility assessment. From there, it's tools and testing, where we'll look at client-side web development tools. We'll look at all of these, but when it comes to the stuff that's here with the tools and testing, we'll look at React. I'm not going to look at Ember, Vue, Svelte, or Angular. I've never used any of these, and why would I waste your time going through those? I will look at Git and GitHub, and we will look at cross-browser types of testing. All right. Then in the server-side website programming, we'll go through the first steps, but at Rankin Technical College, we do not go through Django, which is a web development framework used with Python. We will instead go through this Express Web Framework and talk about the stuff that's in here. All right. And we will go and then end up by looking at the further resources, where we'll look at some common questions, break it down into HTML questions, etc. So just so you have kind of an overview of what we're going to be going through. All right. I'm actually doing this, for lack of better words, this particular lecture that I'm doing right now, I'm doing it out of order because I've already done the getting started with the web and the HTML and 2 of the 4 CSS things. But I decided to quickly come back and do this. So when I return, I'm going to come back into the styling text, and I'll do that in just a couple minutes.